here at Conversations with Mrs. Fash is some children grow and some children are raised. If I raise my child will be at the mercy of another child who just grew. So what can everyone do to ensure that every child is safe around your child?
Action.
It's a beautiful morning, can you tell? I trust you're doing great and I trust your family is doing great as well. Welcome to Conversations with Mrs. Fash, where we affirm that some children are raised and some children just grow. So the real question is, are you raising your children? On this teenage edition, we have in the studio some bright teenagers, and I guess there's just one of them is a preteen. Well, they are here to do justice to our topic on communication. You know, I hear a lot of parents who say it's becoming increasingly difficult to have conversations with their children. Is it because of the difference in the generations? I do not think so. I feel there's something we're not getting right. But let's try something different today. It's good to attempt to see ourselves through the lenses of these teenagers so we can know what to do and how to do it better. So with me in the studio today, I have Convenant.
Hello,
Welcome.
Miss Fash. I'm really glad to be here today.
Thank you for being here. Like, I am excited that you're here. And then we also have Samson. Samson in the building. Happy to have you here. And then we have Tammy Fash. Hello, Tammy. Yes, and I will do it over and over again. Thank you for being here. So let's go right into the conversation. Covenant, I'd like to start with you. So I know I've got a number of messages in my DM where parents ask me how best to communicate with their children. Well, I'd like for you to tell us what's the most important thing parents should know when striking the link, a strong link of communication between themselves and their children.
I think one thing they should know about communicating with their teenagers is that we all, as anybody else, have feelings and emotions. And those feelings and emotions can be attacked sometimes during some conversations. So I think it's best that parents know how to bridge a conversation with their teenagers in the sense that they are correcting them the way they should, and the teenagers feel like, yes, this is what I need to hear, not arguments or shoutings or things like that. So parents as well as teenagers need to learn to understand each other better for communication to be effective.
Okay, so Covenant, I hear you. And you said a line that always puts me on the edge. Why should teenagers expect their parents to say what they want to hear?
We expect them to say what we want to hear because in like a two people conversation, we always assume that we are both right. I would assume I'm right, and you would assume you're also right. So that is where it comes in, where we both cannot agree or we cannot see eye to eye on a conversation.
Okay, so according to you, the approach is very important. You must get the timing right.
Yes.
So we shouldn't just come back and pour all the frustrations of the day on you guys. And we should not, like my son will say, Mommy, do you always have to refer to something I did before? I tried to scream. What you did before is close to what you just did now. So that's also not allowed anymore, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Covenant. Samson, following up, I'd like for you to tell us something. Just checking, do you have boundaries? Do you have boundaries set by your parents?
Yes, ma'am.
Clear boundaries?
Yes,
Okay, so did they communicate the boundaries to you or are they assumed? They communicated them to you. Now, when your parents gave you boundaries, I'm assuming, but you can correct me, if the boundaries are around, this is the time to go to bed, I don't want to see you around this friend, I don't want to have you play this particular game. When those boundaries were communicated to you, how did you feel? How did you take them?
I felt angry because...
You felt angry?
Yes, ma'am, because I just wanted to be free, like have fun with my friends, but they also tell me that do not watch TV, do not play games, or my cousin come over. So we teenagers, we always want to explore, we want to go for adventures, we want to see everything that happens. So like instead of staying indoor, we want to go outside, we want to see everything. So like when our parents give us these boundaries, we just feel angry that why don't they want us to explore? Do they just want us to just stay inside with them or protect us?
Okay, so let's pick one of those boundaries. Let's assume your parents want you to go to bed earlier than normal. Maybe what time is your boundary for your limit? 8 p.m. 8 p.m. is too early?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so how would you have preferred that instruction to be given?
Well,
They should have asked you, what time do you want to go to bed, Samson? Do you want to go to bed at 10 p.m.?
sometimes I just want to like stay close with them and maybe watch what they're watching or stay with
Ah,
them because sometimes during I was 9 years old, I went for a camp, so I just slept and I was missing my parents and I was just trying to like so as I came home back I didn't want to go to bed. I always wanted to stay with them. Yeah,
okay.
they always forced me to go and sleep. That must I stay with them? That I should go and sleep. That I'm always going to always following her.
Okay. I know
Um,
that following mommy around feeling. But tell me, have you ever asked why the boundaries were given?
No,
So I guess that's where we need to make the adjustment. So maybe when parents are communicating boundaries, they should say a why, right?
yes,
So that you understand. If you were given the why, would you have appreciated the boundary better?
yes, ma'am.
Okay. So that's taken. Thank you so much,
I
Samson.
agree with you, Samson, on the boundary issue. And the thing that I feel like both parents and teenagers need to learn on the boundary issue is that it comes from a place of safety and protection. And
Hmm.
sometimes when they set these boundaries, they might not know like anything behind it or something like that, but they set boundaries because they know what is right for
They
us. And
know better,
yes, and it
Covenant.
comes for me, it came to a place of maturity for me to say that for my parents or my dad or mom to set this boundary, it means that they love me very much enough to say that do not do this, because a lot of the times our bondage, what we think is our bondage, is our freedom,
Hmm.
is something that we need to learn to be comfortable
Hmm.
there. And sometimes they say when you get older, that's when you realize it. But now I'm realizing that a lot of the boundaries I have, they have made me what I am today, and I'm so very different from a lot of the teenagers I see around myself.
Oh, Covenant. Parents out there will be so happy. I can imagine them clapping for you now for speaking speaking in their favor. But really, I understand you. I also understand something. I think communicating the boundaries should come with some level of clarity, not
Yes.
just command. So maybe command clarity as against mere command. Okay, but thank you for that. Okay, Tamilore, I'd like for you to tell us what advice would you want to give to parents out there on how to strengthen their relationship with their children? Because by the day, that aspect is getting tougher and tougher. Just like Samson said, teenagers, preteens want to explore. They think there's something outside that they must have. And parents want them closer, unlike a Samson that wants to be by his parents' side, which is 1 out of 10. So tell us, what do you think parents can do better to have a stronger relationship with their children as they transit into the teenage years?
Okay, thank you for that question, Mrs. Fash.
Yeah.
What I think the parents should do is that they shouldn't be so hard on them. Neither should they be soft. Because we children take things the wrong way. We don't understand the reasons why parents are always telling us things. But parents too should not be like so like hard on us, because um we wouldn't see it as they are just helping us, they are trying to protect us. We'll see it as they hate us, that they don't want us to do anything. That is why I remember when I was younger, my mom was always setting boundaries for me and my brother. That was like 2019. Yes. So as she was setting boundaries, she was like being so hard on us, and I thought that maybe I did something wrong for her to hate me. But as I grew older, I realized that it's not because she hates it's not because she hates me. It's because she wants me to do the right thing, and she wants everything to be better for me.
Thank you so much, Tammy. You got me emotional there. But Covenant, I want us to take the next question from what Tammy said. I was at a parent event sometime last year, and the facilitator of that meeting got up and said to the parents, if you're in here and your teenagers have never hated you, you are not doing the right thing.
Advantage.
Thank
When
you.
you now want to correct them, they'll start throwing tantrums and
Acting up.
yes.
Yes.
because a lot of teenagers act up. But I think what you're saying is in line with what Covenant said. Covenant actually said parents have to start a lot earlier. They
Yes.
shouldn't wait until the children are teenagers.
Teenagers.
Yes, we'll be going on a quick break, but when we return, I like us to talk about maintaining the balance.
Okay.
So many parents would do better if they knew better. And
Yes.
now that we're talking, we're able to hear from the horse's mouth. It's important to know where to make the adjustment and put in the right energy.
Yes.
So when we return from our break, we'll be talking about managing expectations, creating a balance. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back shortly. Here at Conversations with Mrs. Fash is some children grow and some children are raised. Welcome back. Still Conversations with Miss Fash, and we're talking to our teenagers today. I hope you've been enjoying all they have said. They've said so many important things. They've told us parents that our approach is just as important as whatever we say, and they have also asked parents to ensure they start early. So just before I went on the break, Samson raised something on exploration. Teenagers want to explore, preteens want to go out. They believe there's something outside that is catching their attention. So, Covenant, I'd like for you to tell us how best you think parents can manage the expectations, high expectations from their children. I'm a parent, and I mean, why would anybody expect a child to have a C, not in academics, so in your behavior? If there's an A, there's a B. Why should we expect an average, even when it comes to behavior? Everybody wants children that are well-mannered, are expressive, are objective, have good reasons for doing whatever they do. So it's just normal that every average, okay, maybe I shouldn't use the word average for parents. Every normal parent has high expectations. But tell us, how do you think we can manage this vis-a-vis the exploration the children or the teens want to have?
So I think it's normal to have expectations on both the side of the teenagers and both the side of the parents, because we all want each other to do some things that we probably don't know how to do, probably know how to do but don't want to do it. And so expectations come from a place of wanting your teenager or your parents to do well or to do better. And sometimes that can come from comparison, saying that, oh, my friend's mom allows her to do this, why can't you allow me to do this? My friend's daughter says this, why can't you
Say same.
Exactly. And sometimes communication cannot be overemphasized or overstressed, because, for example, if I have an argument with Samson and Samson gets it all wrong, it is the duty of myself or Samson to come to meet me to say that, oh, this is why I did what I did, and why, and it should come from a place of humility and saying that I know that at times I can be wrong, but this is why I did this is why I think this, or this is why I feel this way. So communication really goes a long way, and not just on the side of the teenagers or parents to assume that this is what they mean, or this is what things should look like, or this is how things are.
So if I get you correctly, you're saying even when parents have high expectations and the children don't meet up, parents should still communicate. That's not the time to get frustrated.
Yes.
Because I think patience is both ways. Patience from the parent in understanding that not all expectations will be met.
Yes.
And then patience on part of the child in understanding that I can actually do a lot better.
Yes.
Thank you for that.
And we also need to remind ourselves that despite all these expectations, we all have flaws. We would not meet every single expectation. For example, if my parents want me to get a 95, if last time what I got was a 58, their expectation might be, okay, now get a 95. But what I was able to do was to get a 60 or a 65, and it was probably not enough for them to say that, oh, you have probably not done well. But there was a little improvement that they could have just seen and said that, oh, this child was willing to go this extra mile to make me happy, or to see this remarkable change in myself. So it doesn't have to be a very big
the impact shouldn't be
yes,
so extreme before you acknowledge it.
Yeah, it could start so small to
but recognize it.
Yes,
celebrate
recognize
it,
celebrate it.
Let that child feel like he's moving.
Exactly.
And making an effort to impress you.
Yes.
Don't be so hard that I didn't meet the mark or hit the line. Okay, thank you so much. I guess parents out there would want to do something about what you have said, because sometimes when we ask for an A, we don't celebrate a B. When we ask for an A, we want an A. We expect that you do the A, you know, because we feel parents go all out to ensure their children have all they need to do well. But right now, we're not even talking academics, we're talking behavior. But I hear
Yes.
you. Parents should recognize little wins and celebrate them.
Yes.
Okay, so Samson, I'd like for you to tell us. And then I want to hear Tamilore's opinion on this matter as well. I feel if parents look for a way to instill trust in their children, meaning these two emotions work together, trust and fear. When we're growing up, we hear the honk of our father's car and everybody just runs. You guys don't do that now. See your generation. Later, be complaining. Trust us, it was not easy. So there was a lot of fear. Even when you pick up your results in school, you feel, what will my mommy say? What will my daddy say? What if my daddy feels I didn't do enough? You know, there was a lot of fear. But in this generation, a bit of the millennials and some Gen Zs who are parents now prefer trust. We have seen that trust takes the same energy as fear, but it will give you a better result. So, what can parents do to help their children trust them? Maybe not wholeheartedly, but to a large extent.
That's an interesting question because, as you said, you heard that you heard your father's honk and you guys were fearing. That happened to me too. I was so afraid that my dad is coming and look at the sitting room and I cleaned it and came said I trusted you already that you can do. You just I was just surprised that he didn't even beat me. He just communicated with me that he was just trusting me. Then the next day, and I finally got my results and he was just looking at me and was so proud, and I never knew that he would complain about anything, just like was so happy at me. I was so surprised, and he just said that he will always trust me, that I will
Wow.
always bring anything that happens, that I should always come and meet him.
Wow.
Conversation is the best thing
Wow.
to do with him.
Wow. Wow. Kudos to your dad. I feel everybody needs to learn. So I think your dad has found a good way of hiding his emotions. Or maybe he has just made up his mind. I trust my child. I choose to put trust in between us. So my child understands that I expect that of him. And he's working for you. I celebrate your family. Tamle, what do you have to say about it? Is it possible for children to trust their parents?
Yes, it is.
How?
When the parents trust their children, the children will trust their parents, because when a parent trusts their children, the children will feel like, okay, my mom trusts me to do this and that okay, let me just like trust her to do what I want. I should not like I should not have fear in her, because she understands me, and
Okay.
I want to understand her.
Okay, so Tabulary, do you know, speaking on behalf of parents, there are very few parents that trust their children because the children have shown us that they are always up to so many things.
Mm-hmm.
Up to so many things. Now, how do you want a parent who has seen the child perform all the tricks, all the gimmicks over time to just say, I trust my child? So let me give you an example. There was a time when an item was missing in a school and a parent was called and told that we think your child took this. And the woman said, if you think my child took it, it's probably because my child took it. So I heard about it and I said, you should have even given your child the right of a fair hearing before you come up with that. And she said, because I find a number of items in my child's bag and I've been warning him. I've told him a couple of times. So I don't want him to feel he will do something out there and I'll hide him under my shoulder or under my armpit. So what do you think about that, Tamara? Do you think that parent was wrong?
Mm.
Objectively now. Or do you think that was extreme? Or how would you have handled that if you were the parent?
I would have said, let's all think about this. Let's check the child's bag
Okay,
and the child's belongings.
okay.
And if we find it there, I guess we'll just have to talk to him more or show him a video of how it works when you steal.
So there's a way it works where you steal. Thank you for that.
Yes.
Okay.
And by the time you have taught to the child, maybe the child will stop.
Okay.
And if another thing is missing again, and they call the child's name, time you check and check, you will not find anything.
That is an assumption, Tamilore. That's an assumption. Okay, but are you saying if you were the parent, you probably not have called your child out immediately? You'd have said, "Give me some time to carefully look through this," even when you feel your child has a tendency of doing that.
Yes,
So you would never just call your child. So you think the parent was extreme in saying, "I know my child would have done it."
yes.
Covenant, do you agree?
I'd say the parent was right and both wrong. But on the aspect of trust and fear, I think there are two sides to trust. Trust brings about pressure. For example, if tell Samson, Samson, I trust that you'd get an A in your grade. Samson, I trust that you would not take what does not belong to you. You put pressure on Samson when a lot of his friends are saying that, Samson, why don't you want to do this? While Samson is just trying to be a nice boy, be a very good boy, and doesn't have anything to do with maybe some other things. But Samson is just trying to uphold that image that his parents have given him, that, okay, this is what I trust you with. But sometimes when I see that teenagers trust their parents, I only see it a lot of the times in a single parent and their children, not in like a complete family of a dad and a mom, just a single parent. And
But maybe that trust is born out of empathy. Could that be it? Because sometimes some children are just grateful that their parents do so much to get them moving. So maybe that trust. But I like what you said about trust being from both ends. Because as you were speaking, I was asking myself, how easy would it be for a parent to trust a child with very clear tendencies? And if you were that parent, from the case study I and Tamilore dealt with, if you were that parent, would you call out your child? How would you have handled it?
so how would I have handled it is, I would not give a direct answer and say that, oh, I trust that because you said it was my child, then it is my child. I would speak to my child and ask why. A lot of the times we don't ask that why question. We just go ahead and assume that this is what it is. This is why it is going on. And because there was this time where I heard that there was this girl that always takes her classmates snacks, and every time our parents always tell her, don't take it, don't do that, but they never asked why she did it. And when they asked her why, it was because her parents, I think they never gave her snacks or something around that. And there was another one where this girl started to steal because her dad had got a very nice job and stopped spending time with her, and that was why she started to steal. And when she would steal, it's so that her dad would finally have her attention to listen to her and say that, oh, this is what is going on. But when they got to a place of her dad asking her why it is going on, she was able to explain that she missed having him around, and that was the only way she could get his attention.
Wow. So Covenant, you have taken us to another level. So beyond trust and fear, let's push relationship, and we should ask why. We should not always assume because they're children, everything goes hook, line, and sinker. We should always ask why. I got that, and I truly appreciate it. Wow, we've enjoyed having you guys here. Thank you so much. We won't be able to take questions on the show, but I would be happy to send some of the questions to you so you can do justice to it. Thank you for being on Conversations with Mrs. Fash. I enjoyed talking with you.
It was a nice time.
Thank you so much. So we've heard it all. Parents, other teenagers at home, we've heard it all. Now we know that the expectations can be high, but there must be understanding. There should be patience. There should be proper care. Care that works with trust as against fear. I mean, fear won't do anything for anybody. Covenant has told us that trust sometimes puts pressure. So if trust can put pressure, fear will put so much more pressure. Thank you so much, guys. And for everyone who has stayed on, we want to say a very big thank you. See you on the next episode of Conversations with Mrs. Fash. I hope you have a lovely one. Thank you, guys.
You're welcome.